It's now time for Ask the Expert segments, one of my favorite parts of the show. And joining us is Dr. Ileana Perez-Quintairos, a dermatologist with Baptist Health, South Florida. Ask the Experts gives you the opportunity to speak with an expert about your concern. You can email your questions to us by going to our website, allhealthtv.com, or you can call us on our toll-free number, 855-796-4475. Doctor, our first question from our caller is, she wants to know, is there such a thing as permanent fillers?
There actually is a permanent filler called silicones. Silicone's actually a filler that was used many decades ago in the U.S., and it was taken off the market because of some serious side effects, which it caused some very delayed granulomas, meaning that nodules and lumps and bumps would form that were quite deforming many years, many decades later, so even 20 years later. The fillers that we have nowadays are called semi-permanent fillers, in which they tend to last around a year, year and a half. So permanent enough, and there are some that last perhaps a little bit longer, around the 5-year mark.
It's okay to re-inject the fillers once, like you said, after, let's say, a year and a half?
Oh, sure.
You can just keep on going and doing it?
So most patients come in and they're on a schedule. So they'll start out with a particular filler, and then they're reevaluated at periodic intervals to see what other filler is needed or necessary.
Very good. Okay. Well, we have another question from Roxana, who says, everybody says that the sun can give you skin cancer. I have skin cancer on my back, and I don't get sun on my back. How is this possible, doctor?
Well, actually, there's you do get sun on your back when you go to the beach, even if it's every so often. The sun that causes skin cancer is sun that you accumulate over the years from the day you're born. So basically, your skin is like a computer that remembers how much sun. It's got a great memory. Remembers how much sun has been accumulated over the years, the many, many, many years. So the back is considered one of the areas that is exposed to the sun. Not as much as the face, not as much as the hands, but it is an area that does get some sun exposure. There are skin cancers that are not 100% related to just the sun. A melanoma, for example, melanoma occurs in areas that are not exposed to the sun at all. So not all skin cancers are 100% sun related.
Okay, good to know that. And we also have another question from Sheila. She asks, how does one know if they have melanoma?
Well, what we tell our patients is to watch out for dark lesions that are growing rapidly, lesions that are growing over perhaps weeks to months. Lesions, normally your pigmented lesions, your pigmented moles, they'll start with a little dot and they'll grow throughout the years, but they don't commonly grow from weeks to months. Also a lesion, a pigmented lesion that has any bleeding, any asymmetry or variegation, meaning different colors, those kinds of things you want to look for. A mole that sticks out, that doesn't quite look like the rest of the moles on your body, that's another mole that we perhaps would want to take a look at, especially if it's undergoing changes. And changes in a rapid progression over weeks to months, definitely want to take a look at that. The American Academy of Dermatology emphasizes the ABCDs of melanoma, which are asymmetry, so a lesion that is not symmetrical. Look at the border, B for border. A border that is not a real, well-defined, distinct border is one that we worry about. The color variegation, and then the diameter. The diameter meaning greater than 6 millimeters. 6 millimeters is about the size of a pencil eraser. So something larger than that and appears that it's getting even bigger, that's something we may want to worry about.
So people should monitor if they see something all of a sudden, mole getting bigger, or like you said, it's
changing color, asymmetric, borders are getting indistinct, ill-defined, or just a plain and simple, a mole sticking out, doesn't look like the regular pattern that you have on your body. When we do our full body skin exams, literally we stand back and see if anything just sticks out, doesn't look like it's part of that patient's pattern. And those moles do draw more attention, and we take a better look at them.
Okay. We have another question from Norma. She wants to know, Do you apply sunblock first and then moisturizer, or moisturizer first then sunblock if you're going out?
That's actually a good question.
It's very confusing.
Yes, so you don't want to dilute your sunblock. So it should be the last product you apply. And how to apply sunblock correctly is to put on a nice thick layer of the sunblock and allow it to soak in. So, for example, if applying moisturizer on the face or body, you'd apply your moisturizer first, and then your sunblock would go afterwards.
So you'd apply the moisturizer, let it soak in a little, because you don't want to dilute the sunblock.
That would be ideal, yes, certainly, yes.
5-10 minutes, let it soak in, and then put the sunblock
It
on.
happens pretty quickly, yes.
Very good. And as far as sunblocks are concerned, there's different types. I've seen some with zinc, some with titanium. Is there a preference as far as
So the zinc, the zinc and the titanium dioxide sunblocks are considered the physical sunblocks. Almost all of the others are considered chemical sunblocks. So they have different ways in which they protect us from the sun. Nowadays, we pay attention to what are the physical and the chemical sunscreens. One, because of allergies. The physical sunblocks tend to cause less allergies, and also protection of the environment. The physical sunscreens seem to be less implicated in causing any damage to our environment and our coastal areas and the coral reefs. So we recommend those if that's a significant concern.
People also are concerned about applying zinc or titanium to their face, and it gets absorbed into the bloodstream. Is that a
So that's an issue that came up with making the particles of those sunscreens very, very small. So the micronized and the ultra micronized types of products. So that does not seem to be much of an issue with the products that we currently have on the market.
Doctor, thank you very much for joining us. Great responses to the question. I hope everybody learned something, and don't forget to put on your sunblock with zinc or titanium and non-nano size particles. Thank you, Doctor, for coming.